You are now tuned into the DFPN, the Dat Feelin' Podcast Network. Welcome to the smoke pit. It's Friday night, come and take a load off. Come sit in the smoke pit, it's time for us to show off. It's been a long week, come relaxing, get some laughs in, and let's talk about these brackets. And while we at it, tell me whose mans is this? Cause I got questions, I'm hoping you can answer it. Get ready, cause you know we gon' talk a lot of shit. It's Makk and Makk, welcome to the smoke pit.
Alright, let's roll.
Perfect. All right, like I said, I'm the homie Makk, a.k.a. your boy. Then a homie over, I keep forgetting to point the opposite way. You know what it is, my man.
Made us Kelvin. Kate Lee. Welcome to episode 55 of the Smoke Pit, man. This is a very special Saturday edition. Shout out to Saturday Night Nerds too, bro. So shout out to Emperor King Will, Deontay, Jackie, Mike, all those guys over there, man. Shout out to y'all.
Most definitely. Let us first say thank you guys for letting us borrow Saturday, which is normally reserved for the Saturday Night Nerds. Letting us jump in here. But in tribute to them, this is going to kind of be a joint thing. It'll be posted on the Smoke Pit, and then we'll also post it over Saturday Night Nerds podcast as well. Because this is a very nerd-centric episode. We're going to talk about, we ranking all the current Marvel Cinematic Universe films from worst to best. In honor because last weekend I saw Shang-Chi and I was just like, Marvel is back in their cinematic bag after what Black Widow was. So I'm glad to see they get their shit together and start giving us some quality movies. If you want to go ahead and share the link, Makk, I'm gonna go through the formalities.
Go ahead. I'm trying to find my phone.
Oh.
Go ahead. Run through it. I got you.
All right, bet. So, as always, we want to shout out our big three sponsors, Plug Earbuds, GetThePlugs.com, AudioSwim.com, and Premier Element UAE at PremierElement.com. We got the Bandcamp going with all the Dat Feelin' music. Go ahead and check them out. Lowest $5 a month. Get in there, or as low as $3 a month you can get in there. So datfeelin.bandcamp.com. Go ahead and support it. New music every week on there. The Patreon is going to be popping off soon. I am reinvigorated. I went to a comedy show last night. I'm ready to get back on this comedy stuff. So a lot of my stuff that I'm going to be practicing before I do it on stage, I will be posting it to the DFPN Patreon to get you guys' opinion on it. So if you want to check that out, and also when I do get on stage for these open mics, I'm going to have them recorded. And then, of course, I'm going to upload them to the Patreon over here as well. So if you want to support me and follow me on my comedy shit, it'll be over there as well, as well as bonus content, ad-free episodes of the podcast, all that good stuff over on DFPN Patreon at patreon.com/DatFeelingPodcast. Of course, we got the merch over at Teespring, so just check us out. The link is below, or if you're listening and you don't want to type this long-ass address, this link here, go ahead and just go to teespring.com and search for Dat Feelin' Podcast Network. Our store should pop up, and you should be good to go seeing all everything we have to offer for us there. Cool. All right, man. Let me know when you're done sharing the link.
Yep, I'm almost there, my guy.
Bet. So, the reason why we're doing this on a Saturday is we were going to do this Friday, but I already had tickets. Me and my wife were going to check out the hilarious Kev on Stage to hear more, and that chick Angel. They're doing the Slightly Problematic Tour Part 2. This was a show that was supposed to happen February of 2020. But of course, you know, COVID was a super thing that was going down, and they postponed it a lot. So it came back around. They came back to Tempe last night, and we went and checked them out, and it was amazing. It's good to see. You know, it was just cool to see because I've been following these cats when they was on All Def Digital, doing the comedy skits and stuff like that before they were super well known. And to see where he's at now, Kev and all these guys on their grind and what they've been trying to do, man, it's super inspiring. And it got me reinvigorated to get out there and go do stuff. And went and supported them, bought the swag to hear more, the More Mob. I was going to get more, but it was $25 a shirt, and I wasn't about to just go out there and throw all that money out there like that. But I'm going to slowly get their merch. Like I said, I'm here to support everybody who's up and coming and stuff. So that's where I'm at. But that's why we coming up here Saturday night to bless y'all with the good, yeah, there you go, Skibbity Paps. Tony Baker wasn't with him, though. He was here last weekend, but I wasn't able to get to that one. But shout out to the whole crew, Kev on Stage Studios, Tony Baker, To Hear More, all them good guys, man. If you have a chance to see these guys, if they're coming to a town or a city near you, just go check them out. Tickets are reasonably priced, it ain't nothing crazy like that. But yeah, go check them out, man. But also,
yeah, I'm gonna go check out Tony because he does a lot of shows out here, and I need to go see him.
That man is ridiculously funny, man. It's crazy that he's not as bigger than he already is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All right. Yeah, I got you.
Yay, nay. All right, cool. I switched to the camera mic, so hopefully it sounds good. But yeah, I'm in need of a new mic now, so fuck it.
Bro, we got the we got the money in the account, bro. Just go ahead and get you something nice. You know what I'm saying? Get you something nice. But yeah. So what I was saying is because we postponed it over to Saturday, that of course makes this fall on 9/11. Obviously, a very tragic date in American history. The attacks of September 11, 2001. A lot of people are going out there and doing their tributes, doing the stair climb in honor of the first responders that went in there and went in the towers to save as many people as they can. So we wanted to start this off. Normally we do this shot in honor of all of the Pitmasters, but we want to just real quick talk about where we were when that happened. I know myself, I was staying with a friend of ours, the families, and we were knocked out, obviously, because we're back in San Diego, so we're 3 hours behind everything popping off in New York. We knocked out. His mom comes, bangs on the door, opens the doors. She was like, "Get up, we're being attacked." And we just like, "Yo, what are you talking about?" So we just laying there like, "Your mom tripping, bro." And then she came up. She's like, "Get up. They are attacking us now. Y'all need to come see this." So we get up and we go downstairs. She already got the thing on the news. We see the first tower already smoking, burning on fire and everything. I'm looking at this like I'm, when you just waking up, everything seems kind of in a haze and a fog and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then we see the second plane hit the tower live, and I'm just like, yo, this got to be a movie or like, what is this a joke? Like,
right.
I have never seen anything this wild live on television before. And then, of course, after that, we sitting on the couch watching this coverage all day, and then like after a few minutes, the damage to the towers causes them to collapse. And we was just sitting there like, yo, this is like, I never would have thought anything like this would ever have happened,
Right.
And I was already in the delayed entry program, you know what I'm saying? So I already had a date to up and bounce the basic. I was just like, is it too late for me to go ahead and because I was just like, bro, we going to war. We going to war, baby. Like
we going to war. You know that.
We was all cool for like the whole 90s and everything. Like I'm just like, oh, we straight. Let me jump in this Air Force right quick, chill for a little bit. But nah, they was like, nah, for as long as your career gonna be, we gonna be at war with somebody, dog. And I mean, it hit hard. San Diego, they got all them naval bases out there. They got the Marine Corps Air Station at Miramar. Everything went into lockdown. Stores was like, don't even come through here. It was a wild time, man, and like I said, that's kind of like the start, literally, of my military career. Is we was at war from day one when I joined. So, what about
Yep.
you? What were you up to that day?
So I was living in Jacksonville with my sister, and we stayed on the naval base, right? So that morning, for some reason I fell asleep because it was a Monday. I fell asleep on the couch watching wrestling that Monday.
Yeah.
So I was watching Monday Night Raw that Monday, and then I fell asleep, and I just woke up. My sister ended up waking me up on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And she woke me up. She was like, "Look at the TV," and I just looked at the TV, and I'm like, "What movie are you watching?" Like, it was like that. I was like, "What movie are you watching?" And she was like, "This isn't a movie. This is actually happening in real life." And I was like, "No, it's not." Like, you know how you wake up and like you see it, but that's how I woke up. I woke up seeing the towers in flames. Like, one of them anyway.
Yeah.
And like almost as soon as I was like, "No, it's not," the second one hit. It was like boom. I was like, "Whoa!" And then like you just see the news reporter. I think I was watching ABC or something, and the news reporter just flips out. She was like, "Oh my God, we're being attacked. We're being attacked." Now, mind you, my military enlistment is a crazy story. So I enlisted so I was on a delayed entry, right? So I did my first enlistment August 27, 2001.
Yeah.
August 27, 2001 is the day that Aaliyah died. So I did my enlistment that morning. And then when I got home from doing that enlistment, like MTV was going crazy. So mind you, it was a plane crash. So me thinking like seeing this I was like, this is a movie. This isn't real, but it was real. And almost 10 minutes after that, the entire base went on lockdown.
Yep.
It went on lockdown. And I was telling Con this story earlier because she was like, "What were you doing that day?"
Yeah.
And I was telling her the story. I was like, so I was at NAS Jacksonville, and for a lot of people, if you've ever been there, like it is a loud base. Shit happens all the time. It is a very loud base. Planes are flying. The flight line's pretty big, so you hear a lot of that noise, especially living in housing because housing was close to the flight line. So that night was eerily quiet because everything had shut down. I'd never heard it like that because jets were taking off constantly. And it was the quietest I had ever heard it. And it was eerie because there was no wind, there was nothing. And that day was it was wild, bro. Like I forget a lot of shit. My memory is horrible. But that whole day will live on with me probably forever.
Yeah. So I know everybody has their story. Everybody kind of, if you were around, and at a certain age, I guess, because I mean there are obviously kids who were around not really remembering, but I was 20 when that happened, and I remember that like I don't think I'll ever forget that day. So in honor of those we lost on that day due to those attacks. The bravery of the passengers of United Flight 93 who took their plane down themselves and did not allow the terrorists to use it as a weapon. And to the men and women who gave and paid the ultimate sacrifice, being sent over to avenge those that we lost, we want to dedicate tonight's opening shot to them.
Salute.
Salute. Oh. Ha. I'm almost done with that Captain Morgan, man. It just it's like this much left in the bottle. I'm just trying to power through it. Oh. All right, my guy. You ready?
Let's get it.
All right. So, I previously did one of this on. I said what I said. It was like back in the day, like late 2019, maybe early 2020. I ranked these myself, and I was just like, we never really came on here and talked about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And this group kind of started around Marvel discussions and whatnot. This group is what it is because of Marvel discussions and comic discussions. So we want to get back to our roots and give the people something fun, because there's a lot of real shit we could talk about, and we may address all that stuff later this week. But tonight, we want to do something good where we can have some banter going back and forth and start ranking these movies from worst to best. Because I am wanting to hear what the Pitmasters and my man Black has to say about these movies. So without further ado, let us get started with the worst movie. You want to go first, or what's up?
So before we start,
okay,
I just want to be clear on where we're going with these, right? So this is whole MCU or MCU from Iron Man on, because I have a list that I want to make sure that I'm drawing from the right sources.
Yep.
So what are we doing? Is it? I know I saw.
Who is this guy? We starting already? What's good, sweet cheek? She had my leg shaking from the head you gave me last week. You were definitely worth $50. Oh man.
Oh shit.
So what was you saying,
Yo,
Black? What was you saying?
You know you made it. You know you made it when you got trolls, bro.
I let it ride.
We made it.
Enjoy your 5 minutes of fame there, my dude. Oh man.
Oh shit. So what are we doing? Are we going from Iron Man to Endgame, or what are we doing?
All the MCU movies, bro. So the original, what you call it, 23, and then plus Black Widow and Shang-Chi.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, so I'm going to kick this off. The worst movie to me in the entirety of the MCU is Howard the Duck.
Is that
it's a 1986 movie?
That's not current MCU.
Yeah,
that's a Marvel
movie.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying.
I'm talking about MCU.
Right,
like when I say
right,
MCU, yeah.
All right, so are we? All right, cool. That's what I'm asking. So Emmanuel asking, are we counting Blade too?
No. Like when MCU started,
right.
So everything made after Iron Man. Yeah.
All right, cool. So the first thing that I'm going to go with is I put this movie in here, and I really want to say that it's a bad movie.
Say it with your chest. Say it with your chest. Stand on your truth.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I did not like it.
That is the worst for you?
Yeah, that's the worst for me. But keep in mind, we're going to go from worst to best.
Yes. So what made that the worst for you?
I didn't like how they set up the Ego thing, right? Ego, the Living Planet was a dope storyline in the comics. It could have been doper in the movies. I don't think the execution was there, though.
I feel you. For me, the worst movie is Black Widow, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because when you're given the origin, like Thor, Iron Man, Captain America, like tell me how they came about. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we kind of discussed that. My thought of what Black Widow was going to be the origin of Black Widow. And it kind of started like that when she was a kid. And then I was like, oh, they're going to show us all the missions and stuff. Because every movie, she's like, I got so much red in my ledger. I'm just like, I'm trying to see where this red came from. I want to see who you was fucking up, right? but it doesn't. You know, it just gives us this weak story that happened in
Yeah,
between.
you're right.
It happened
You're
between Civil War and Infinity War, which I could care less, you know, because in the end, you're dead. The only thing I want to know is how you got to be Black Widow, and they didn't give us that. So
This is true.
that is why that is where it is. Black Widow is the worst Marvel Cinematic Universe movie.
I can fucks with that. I can fucks with that.
What you got next?
Next on mine is Captain Marvel.
All right.
Now, mind you,
Okay.
now mind you, this movie was filmed at Edwards Air Force Base.
Uh-huh.
The majority of this movie was filmed there.
Mhm.
So I expected it to have like some close personal ties. You know what I mean? Being that I was around the corner when they was filming the shit.
Uh-huh.
But then I saw it and I was like, this fucking movie is horrible. So
Yeah.
I would have put it last. But I really didn't like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Cool. For me, number 24 is Iron Man 3. And it kind of circles back to a movie we'll talk about later. But when the trailer for Iron Man 3, great job, Marvel team, with the advertising and promotion of this movie, because you really had me think that the Mandarin was going to be the villain in this one. Y'all had Ben Kingsley in that thing doing those little videos looking just devious and motherfucking malicious. And the trailer had him blowing up Iron Man's house. And I'm just like, here we go. I'm going to see this in IMAX. And I went and saw it, and I was thoroughly...
You saw it in IMAX.
Bro, the IMAXiest of IMAX, my guy. The IMAXiest of IMAX.
No.
And left out of that theater perturbed, to say the least. Irked, if you will. But yeah,
I can't even get my money from my popcorn back for this
shit.
The
Plus, that is the first movie that they put out after Avengers. So Avengers had me on the highest of highs.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And then Iron Man 3 comes out, and I'm just like, they in they bag, oh, what the fuck is this? What's that song? The shit they be, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is that? You know? What the fuck is this?
What is this?
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt. But yeah, so that's number 24 for me. What you got next up?
Iron Man 3.
For the same reasons, or
bro? For the same reasons, bro. I was so hyped about Ben Kingsley in this movie.
Bro,
I was like, yo, he is murderous. And then when they did that whole reveal, I was like, get the fuck out of here with this bullshit. I was so mad. That brought the whole movie down for me. Mind you, I was on board with the little kid. I was on board with him. And then like when they did that whole reveal, I was like, fuck him too. I don't even like him.
The whole movie just nosedived after that. I was like, the fucking audacity to play the Mandarin like this. My God. But number 23 for me is Thor: The Dark World. Again, a post Avengers movie. Of the Thor movies, this is by far the most forgettable for me. The villain, I forget his name, the head dark elf, the fucking, ether just floating around, being a whole thing, and I was just Thor 2 was just not it for me, man. Like, I tried to get behind it. It just wasn't it for me, man. And plus, at this time, I was so sick and tired of Loki. Like, I'm just like, how many times are y'all trusting Loki for Loki to fuck y'all over? At what point are y'all going to be like, don't trust this nigga no more? But they kept fucking around. AD in here talking about, I forget about Dark World every time. I tried to. But when I brought up the list, I was like, oh, yeah, that did happen. So, Thor: Dark World is number 23 to me. What you got?
So, number 23 to me, I don't know, people may not count this, but The Incredible Hulk.
The Ed Norton.
Yeah, no, the other one.
Oh, Eric Bana.
Yeah, that one.
All right. Was that an MCU movie?
No. Yeah. You're right. The Incredible Hulk is Ed.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
It
yeah.
is Ed Norton.
Yeah. You didn't like that one?
So it counts. In the scheme of things, it's a good movie. Like, it does a good setup for the Avengers.
Right.
But in the list of movies, like, no, it doesn't cut it for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Lifter said.
I feel like that whole.
Lifter said.
Yeah, I feel like that whole
MCU.
movie is.
But I
Right.
included it on my list because the post-credit scene where, like, Tony Stark showed. I think it was after Iron Man, because Iron Man shows up. Tony Stark shows up in the post-credits. So I don't know if that was not a Marvel thing and they just had, but I just counted it. So it's in my list somewhere.
I
but
did
it ain't,
too.
It ain't that low. Number 22 for me is Thor, the original Thor. And I just got it in there because the villain was weak. And when I say the villain, the motherfucker he had to fight, the fucking walking toaster oven that came through that small town. And, you know, it was not it. I mean, it's probably high on the list of my wife's favorite movies because Chris Hemsworth was like walking around in jeans and no shirt half the movie and shit. So that was her bag.
Yeah.
You know, the only crossover we had was Hawkeye was in it for a little bit. But overall, like, it's higher than Black Widow because as an origin story, it showed me how Thor got down here and shit. You know what I'm saying? How
Right.
Thor arrived in this world, you know? And Loki, he was fucking up them ice giants in Jotunheim. So, you know, the fight scenes was lit. Him and his little crew was fucking some people up and shit. So, it's not the worst Marvel movie, but it's towards the bottom for me, man. What you got for 22?
Black Widow.
Ah, there we go. There we go.
Wasn't too far. Now there was some shit in there. There was some shit in there that I kind of rocked with. Like, I like how they're set. If they set this up to where it's it leads into the Secret Wars, then I'm on board with Black Widow. I'm on board with it. So that's what I'm hoping happens. Which is why I didn't, because it's not. Other than that, it's not a good movie until you start setting up this shit with the Secret Wars. If they do that, then I am fully on board.
Yeah, I think subliminally the thing that going back to Black Widow is like ScarJo and this whole drama that she's out because, like, even in the What If that they had where, like, it was what if the Avengers never got assembled or whatnot. And the voice actress for Black Widow was Lake Bell, who does the voice for Poison Ivy in the Harley Quinn animated joint. And I'm guessing that they had Scarlett Johansson voice it originally because all these episodes were already filmed and recorded. But since they haven't beefed, they went and got somebody else to re-record it. And I thought she did a good job as Black Widow. But I'm excited to see her sister, who was in the Black Widow movie, which was probably the bright spot of that movie, is her sister. Now becoming Black Widow moving forward. So, next on my list at 21, I have Captain Marvel.
Okay.
The pacing for that was terrible to me.
Bad.
The villain, terrible. Young, quote unquote, young Nick Fury, I wasn't a fan.
It was 40.
The only reason I was invested in that movie, I wanted to see how he lost his eye. And then when they revealed how he lost his eye, I was pissed.
You made us wait 2 hours for this. You made us wait 2 hours for this.
I was pissed. I was just like, so that's why you walking around with this eye patch? I thought you did some real OG gangster shit. You up here the cat, eye patch, iconic now. Okay, but I understand why they threw it in, because at the end, I mean, it was that, and then where they released it in the theatrical releases. Like, we just had Infinity War. the pager went off. I'm like, oh shit, here come Captain Marvel. Now me, I would have been okay if they didn't do a Captain Marvel origin. But I understand why they did it, because the general fan who doesn't know Captain Marvel, because when that beeper went off and they had her symbol, I was like, oh shit, Captain Marvel. And like the dude next to me who I did not know, who's Captain Marvel? I'm just like, oh shit, I bet a movie coming out. Yep. And they had to put a movie out to try to fucking explain where she, because I get it, like, you just can't have her show up in Endgame taking out Thanos' cruiser. You know what I'm saying? And everybody be like, what the fuck is this shit? You know what I'm saying? So explain it somehow. But they could have did a better job with this, man. They could have did a way better job with
There's
this.
so many directions you could have went in, which they're starting to do that now. But I think if they could have set up like the Kree origin stories in that movie, more of the Kree, right, in that movie, because that's where she got her powers from.
Yeah.
Like if they set that up more, that movie would have been way better.
And also,
and I think they tried to play it on her humanity, and that didn't hit for me.
I'm not a big Jude Law fan. I didn't think he played the villain well at all in that movie. So, because that end fight where he's like, now it's just me and you, no powers. Let's see who. And she's like, I like that part. The little, why I'm gonna fight you and I can just zap your dumb ass and get this shit over with. So stupid. I thought that was smart, because if she would have just went hand to hand with this dude, I would have been super upset. So good on her for shooting that motherfucker with her powers real quick. What you got next?
I have Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Ooh, okay. Got the Avengers down there. Okay.
Yeah.
What's up?
Avengers: Age of Ultron.
What hit you wrong about that one?
Besides the fact that Ultron should have been able to do more, like that should have been a bigger threat than it was, right? Because, and you could have made this relatable. Like, he's able to control everything around him, because nowadays everything is plugged into the internet, right?
Yeah.
So you have him kill Jarvis, which I really didn't like. You had Thor come in with his hammer, make Vision. Okay, that's cool. But other than that, like the movie was okay. And for everybody going off in the comments right now, I'm not saying the movie was terrible. I'm not saying the movie was terrible. I'm just saying in this plethora of MCU movies that is great. We have great moments. This was not as good of a movie as the rest of them. That's all I'm saying.
I hear what you're saying. I agree with that. I mean, I don't agree it's that low, but I understand why you can have it that low. Because your expectations of Avengers after the first Avengers is like, oh shit, another Avengers movie? Let's get it in.
Right.
There's some great fight scenes in this one, but overall, I see why it's kind of down there.
Yeah.
For me, next up at number 20, I got Doctor Strange. And because to me, it was more of the visuals is what got a lot of people in the seats. Benedict Cumberbatch. I can't see nobody else playing Doctor Strange. I can't at this point. I am upset. I think I'm just more upset at how they downplayed Dormammu in that one at the end. He's supposed to be coming and he's about to fucking fuck shit up, and my man's just like, I'ma just, put you on this fucking time loop. And then he's like, okay, I quit. I'm like, that's it? That's how you win? That's how you, okay. All right. Whatever. So it was entertaining, but it's that thing where I know who the villain is, and it's almost like Justice League Snyder Cut, where you're like, oh shit, Darkseid's in this shit, it's about to be lit. And then Darkseid's in it, but he don't do shit. So Dormammu was in this shit. He had his followers, and they were setting everything up for him, and he was approaching Earth, and Strange is like, watch what I do. Broop, broop, broop. And Dormammu was like, all right, I ain't got time for this shit, I'm out. It's that easy? Okay. Fine. So that's
Here,
why.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
You got it.
I got things to do. I got things to do today. Fuck.
Fuck going on around
Yeah.
here. Fuck it. Here,
So
man,
that's
take
why I
the
got
shit
it where
out.
it's at. That's where I got it. So what you got next?
Thor: The Dark World.
Okay.
Thor: The Dark World. Just like. So, here's what I look for in movies, right?
Uh-huh.
Like, I need, especially with the MCU and it being so vast and good, and they love to continue stories. Like, I feel like with Avengers: Age of Ultron, there was no real continuation, right?
Uh-huh.
I feel the same way about Thor: The Dark World. But at least in Thor: The Dark World, we got the glimpse of an Infinity Stone. This is the only reason it's not ranked lower. Because the Reality Stone, the Ether, was the Reality Stone, right? So that's why it's there. So for all the people that's going to go off in the comments, that's why it's there. Because at least we got that, and other than that, we got nothing else.
That's a good point. Because up until then, I think all we knew was a Tesseract.
Right.
And then everybody was just like, well, this is the only shit. And then the Ether showed up, and when they revealed that it was one of the Infinity Stones, it was like,
Right. Oh.
I can see the purpose for this movie now, to introduce this powerful stone. Okay.
Right.
Okay. My man Will said, man, he can't accept that you got a Dark World better than Avengers: Age of Ultron.
No, because all right, so you had an Infinity Stone in Avengers: Age of Ultron 2, the Mind Stone, but we also saw that same stone in the Avengers. So why the fuck are we harping back to this just to create somebody new? Like, it didn't serve a purpose in that movie other than to create Vision.
Mm-hmm.
And the way they executed that shit was poor, bro. Like, for real. It was horrible.
I hear you. So number 19 for me, Captain America: The First Avenger.
Whoa!
That's a
hard hitter.
If you guys follow me and you understand and you've been hearing what I've been saying, Captain America is my dude. He is my dude. He's my favorite Avenger. Steve Rogers is my guy. Albeit this first movie, it was the villain. This is where I kind of finally realized Marvel really doesn't have a good villain for their movies so far. It's always the hero has a power and the villain has the same power, but he's evil and the hero is good. So Red Skull is a super soldier. Captain America is a super soldier. Captain America's good. Red Skull is bad. And so that was the conflict, and I'm just like,
Classic good guy versus bad guy.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
again, it's rated a bit higher than Black Widow because, like I said, if you're giving me the origin, give me the origin, which they did here in Captain America. So that's why I have it at 19. Also, my wife was too into this movie because of Chris Evans with no shirt on. I didn't like it, so that's why it's where it's at.
This is gonna shock you guys.
Hold on real quick.
I have that. Go ahead. My man's got the Marvel background. I'm kind of jealous, low key.
I be forgetting to plug in my laptop, and it be giving me that warning like I'm gonna shut the fuck down if you don't plug me in.
Hey, motherfucker, you better plug me in.
Yeah,
shit.
I'm just like, nah, bro.
Work.
All right, go ahead. What you got,
Plug
man?
me in. So, I have the same movie, Captain America: The First Avenger.
Hey, all right. All right.
I have that in there. You know what killed this movie for me? Tommy Lee Jones. I did not like Tommy Lee Jones in this movie. And that's rare for me to say because I like Tommy Lee Jones. But in this movie, I wasn't really feeling it. Plus, it was classic good guy, bad guy thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And being that he was the first Avenger, like, this is why I like what they're doing with What If right?
Yeah.
So the what if put a different spin on it. And if we got more of that out of Tony Stark's father, bro, this movie would have been amazing.
Ah, that's true. I didn't even think about it from that angle. Um, yeah, Howard Stark was in there. I thought he could have played a little bit a bigger role in it.
Right.
Leave Tommy Lee Jones alone. Hey, remember when he played Two-Face? I don't see nobody defending his
Exactly.
rendition of Two-Face, that trash ass Two-Face
Exactly.
he was portraying and shit. But
T.R. Rash.
shit. All right, so next up for me at number 18 is Iron Man 2.
Holy shit.
The reason is I felt like it could have been way better. Like this was their flagship dude that they used to start the MCU. Here we come with part 2. And I get, like, you kind of get hints towards, they about to start building the Avengers up in Iron Man 2, because Nick Fury shows up with Black Widow and all that stuff. However, the villain, Whiplash, I think it was, Mickey Rourke. Can we say Mickey Rourke in this role was not good?
We could say Mickey Rourke's role in this movie was trash.
Okay. I just wanted to know if this is a safe space where I could say that shit.
No, it's a safe space.
I was not a fan of that shit. War Machine for the culture. I mean, we did get War Machine for the culture. That's right, Deontay.
Yes.
We did. However,
we should have had the light skinned version of him though.
Hey man.
Hey man. We gotta
Tony,
scramble
man.
the chest, man.
Hey man. Hey man.
Oh,
We gotta
man,
get
I
that
need
Tesseract, man.
We gotta get this suit, man.
Hey man, we gotta go get them stones, man. They out here with these stones, man. But it's the final fight. Like, the final fight was non-climactic. Like, he shows up, they're like, hey, remember that thing we did at the party where we shot lasers at each other? Yeah, let's do that. Boom! And that's how they beat Mickey Rourke. And I'm just, come on, man. Like, give me a thing, bro. Like, give me something where I can leave out of this movie and be like, yo, that was epic. And I didn't have none of that shit in this movie, you know? I didn't have that at all. So that's why Iron Man 2 is number 18 for me.
Same. I have the same movie.
Okay.
At number 18. Yeah. Like and this is where I was in this phase with Marvel, right? Like they were about to lose me, sadly.
Oh wow.
And this movie was one of the reasons, because the trailer was so fire for this movie. The trailer was on point. Mickey Rourke come out swinging the electric shit like a goddamn double dutch. I was into it. I was like, this is my shit. Like, this is what I want. Fuck them up. And then I see the movie and I'm like, this was not it. I was expecting too much. So,
He said swinging this was like a double dutch.
he was on this shit. But yeah, it fell flat for me.
Yeah.
But not as flat as some of the other movies. So
also I was getting tired of and this was the beginning of a lot of villains that jumped into these movies because something that Stark Industries made did something to them, and they're like, now I gotta kill this nigga Stark. Like, he ain't the one that sent the bomb, dog. Like, why y'all? Everybody just hunting this dude now because his last name on the bomb. You know what I'm saying? God
he made
damn,
that
bro.
bomb that killed my father.
Yeah.
That accent, Mickey Rourke's accent.
Oh
was
my
trash.
God! Thank you. Thank you. That was probably the reason why I was looking at Mickey Rourke like, this ain't it for you, my guy. This ain't working for you, bro.
Bro, you bringing Jersey to Russia? Come on, bro. Come on. Chill.
Oh, man. So, the next joint I got, number 17, is The Incredible Hulk with Ed Norton.
Okay.
It's where it's at because I like the Hulk as a character, and and I gave it points because it was way better than the Banner version, because you actually had Abomination in this one, right?
Right.
But like compared to what else Marvel has put out after that, it didn't rank up. You know what I'm saying? It's a good movie. Incredible Hulk, Ed Norton. I agree that Ed Norton would probably be a better Banner than Mark Ruffalo, but I've seen Mark Ruffalo as Dr. Banner for so many movies, I can't imagine them switching back to Ed Norton. You know what I'm saying? Also, I don't think Ed Norton could probably pull off kind of how the comedic action stuff that Mark Ruffalo can, playing Dr. Banner, and the banter between the different Avengers and stuff when they just bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not mad at Mark Ruffalo, but
no,
I appreciate Ed Norton's rendition of Dr. Banner and shit. So
I fucks with that.
Mm-hmm. What you got?
Thor, the first Thor.
All right. So I had that one kind of low. Why do you have it where it's at right here?
Because it's an introduction to Thor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think, you know what? I think Darby made that movie. So,
Darby is babe, bro.
Yeah, Darby made that movie. So with her comedic punches in there, you have him with the love interest. I didn't think Thor was as bad as a movie.
All right. I give you props for that just because of Darby, man.
Yep.
Number 16. I have Guardians of the Galaxy 2. And this is kind of alluding to what you were talking about, how they because they do this thing, and I get it. You only have so many minutes to do these movies, but if I knew it was going to grow into what it grew into, you guys, I say you guys as MCU, Marvel Studios and stuff, y'all hold ego. Y'all had that whole storyline looking weak. You know what I'm saying? The Living Planet, like you said, like it was a good movie. It was a good movie. My thing is, this movie, it appeared that, to me, Drax is starting to take the lead as the reason I go watch Guardians of the Galaxy. Cause
yes, Drax and Groot.
Drax, Rocket, and Groot are the reasons I fuck with Guardians of the Galaxy movies. Cause I know I'm a laugh. They gonna do something that is going to tickle me to my soul, and I appreciate it. And Drax did not disappoint in Guardians 2. I did like the baby Groot aspect of it. I will say the whole thing with Quill wanting to be with his dad because he didn't have his mom, and then all of a sudden his dad's like, yep, that's why I had to give your mom the tumor, and he's like, what? No, so yeah. So that's why Guardians 2 is where it's at, man. It's not the worst movie, which I know a lot of y'all probably thought I was gonna start this shit off with both Guardians movies. Nah, man, I got some sense. I understand. I ain't that petty, but at 16, that's where I got it.
Okay, I'm not mad at that.
Okay, what you got?
Ant-Man.
Oh, okay.
So I'm starting to wind down here, right? Ant-Man, not a bad movie. Not a bad movie at all. I just think they could have done more here too. Basically what they did in Ant-Man and the Wasp, they should have started at Ant-Man, because now you could start leading into what we have now. I just think they could have did that sooner, right? With the quantum time and the quantum realm. They could have did that way sooner. And they kind of touched on it in Ant-Man on why Hank Pym's wife isn't around.
Yep.
But I think they could have did that in Ant-Man, and that would have been a way better movie.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the villain, Yellow Jacket, or you know what I'm saying, like that. I wasn't a fan because again, it turns into the, hey, you got a power super suit that can make you shrink and shit. I also got a power suit that can make me shrink and shit. So now it's just like, oh, okay, you know, it's just same powers. One's good, one's evil. The power of good wins all the time. So
right.
Yeah, I see that. Number 15 for me is the OG Guardians of the Galaxy, and
ooh, that's kind of low, buddy.
Bro, it's at 15. It's like mid tier. It's like a C. I'm giving it a C. And the reason for that is the ending. They're fighting the villain. How do they beat the villain, Black? How do they beat the villain who is in possession of a powerful ass stone where all he has to do is tap the surface of the earth or the planet and that hole is gone? How do they beat him?
Yeah, you're right.
How did they beat him?
They went in his belly. They put a bomb in his belly. Okay.
Dance battle, dog. They beat him with a dance battle, bro.
The
OG one.
The
yes. Yes, man.
Yes.
Come on, man. Come on. And here's my thing. When I bring that up, when I talk about it, one, Drax is funnier. Still, Rocket's funnier. Groot's there. This whole dynamic, Gamora and Quill, like, I'm over it. Like, I know what they're doing. I know what it's leading to. They're gonna fucking fall in love. Whatever. It's just how they're anticlimactic endings. Like, this man has a all-powerful stone. And they said all he needs to do is just hit the surface of the planet with this thing. This man has the hammer with the stone in it on the surface of the planet. Does not do it because he's distracted by Quill dancing to a song.
Okay.
That pisses me off. Like, I get it's supposed to be hot. Quill's a funny guy, but at what point do you get a... Like, that's why I appreciated Thanos, because Thanos wasn't with that bullshit. Like, he would have been dancing. Thanos would have been like, okay, yep, zap. This planet's gone. On to the next one. Yeah, you gotta come at me and with the intent to stop me, not fucking bust a fucking move. So that's why Guardians of the Galaxy is where it's at number 15 for me.
Okay, I feel you.
Uh-huh.
All right. I'm gonna keep this Ant-Man thing going. Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I doubled up Guardians. You doubled up Ant-Man. Go ahead.
Ant-Man and the Wasp. Now, for what I said about Ant-Man, Ant-Man and the Wasp actually delivered what I want. But in the grand scheme of Marvel movies, this could be higher to a lot of folks. If you're into what they're doing now, this can be higher for a lot of folks. For that, I won't be mad at it.
Right.
You know what I mean? But for me, now this list is going into territories that I'm actually interested in. So it was just on the outside of my threshold for, okay, this is what I'm looking for.
So what did you think about I guess the what was it? Ghost was like, she wasn't the main villain. I guess as far as superpowers or whatnot, she was, but the main villain I guess was your boy Lawrence Fishburne, who was upset trying.
Well,
to
they
get
were
the
working
shit.
together.
Yeah.
They were working together. So he was trying to actually save her.
Yeah.
And it backfired. So, I thought that angle was actually not bad, honestly, because she was like, you working on this experiment, it killed my father, you know what I mean? And I went trying to, I was the result of some shit you did.
Yeah.
So now I'm trying to fix it. I thought that made sense in the grand scheme of things. Like, I'm trying to fix this shit, like, and I don't want your help. I just want to get rid of this fucking company because look at what it did to me. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I thought that made sense.
Yeah, I fucks with that. Next up, I got at 14, which is, yeah, we more than halfway done, I think. Nope, we're not. We're almost there. So now we start getting to like some of the better movies to me. I got Spider-Man Far From Home on here. And the reason I have this ranked where it's at, one, I think, say what y'all want. Say what y'all want. I think Tom Holland is by far a
great
more,
Spider-Man.
A more appeasing Peter Parker to me. For the high school Peter Parker. High school Peter Parker, right. Tom Holland is it. College Peter Parker, it would be Andy Garfield. And then Tobey Maguire, he was the dude that just happened to be Spider-Man in the best Spider-Man movie to me, which is Spider-Man 2. But overall, like, Tobey Maguire should not have been Spider-Man. Tom Holland, to me, is the best Peter Parker for what it is. It just sucked because it came after Endgame. Like, my emotions were still drained from Endgame. I was still riding the high of Endgame. You brought in this. Mysterio was a horrible choice for a villain for this one. The fact that, it was just kind of, you're looking at it like, so Tony Stark had a pair of glasses that could operate a satellite that at any time can fuck up the world, and he gave it to Tom Holland. He gave it to Peter Parker, and Peter Parker was duped out of it, giving it to the dude who played Mysterio, because Mysterio was just like, hey, we all got laid off, so now I got the glasses, now we can take over the world. Like, that was the cheesiest, like, come on, man. After Endgame, this is what you give us, Marvel? This is what you give us? But come on, I mean, when I say I wanted to like this movie, I went into the theater, like, watching the whole movie, because it's rare that I see a movie and some dumb shit happens and I still hope that the movie can turn itself around, and it didn't. So, it's at 14, so I didn't shit on it, but that's just letting you know how much I expected from Spider-Man Far From Home. Yes.
Okay. I get you.
Uh-huh.
My 14 is Doctor Strange. Not as low as yours.
Right.
I thought this was a great introduction for Doctor Strange, honestly.
Yeah. Oh,
just showing where he came
for intros. That was a great movie for intros.
Yeah, for intros, it was a great movie for intros.
Yes.
And I think what they did right in this movie is introduced him as a normal person who gained these powers, right? He had to work on them, go to the Sorcerer Supreme to learn. He turned him away, but he still found a way to learn that shit. I was all on board with it.
Yeah.
So I liked it as an intro.
That was good. For 13, now we getting into the top half of the list now.